get started. So we're here today presenting Gameglobe, which is a new third-person action-adventure game from Square Enix. Now, Gameglobe runs entirely inside the browser. You don't need a disk, you don't need to download a big data file or anything. You basically point yourself to the right URL, and there it is, ready for you to try out. But, however, it's got the same quality of graphics and gameplay as we're used to seeing in console games and PC games in the classic third-person action-adventure genre. It's got a few other things to it as well. It features user-generated content. Basically, all the tools that we've made available for ourselves during the development of the game are available to the users inside it. They can build all the same stuff that we can. We don't have a superior tool that we're using ourselves. We really are sharing everything that we've done inside the tool here as well. And finally, it's free to play. You don't need to spend any money to try out levels. You don't need to spend any money to go in and play inside the game. So what we're looking at right now is the inside of the closed beta. If you go to Gameglobe.com right now, it's a front page where you can sign up. We're letting people in every week, testing the servers and so forth, and the queue is not that long, so you can get in pretty quickly if you sign up for the game. What I'd like to do is show a couple of levels just to give you guys an idea of what can actually be created in here, what does it look like, what does it feel like when you play it, and I'll then go on and show you the creation tools and see how all these things are actually constructed. Before I do that, let me just describe the front page here. So I'm logged in, I can change my avatar to just stay with whatever I got right now. We're highlighting some levels here in the carousel. There's a bit of text where we communicate with the users, and we see a lot of levels down here. The most recently published ones are here on the front page. A few of them have figured out we're at E3 and they're beginning to post hello E3 levels and similar. I mean, they are eager to get seen as well, the users. Most played, most liked, I have a playlist over here. Kind of classic stuff known from the web. But here it is with game content. Let's go ahead and try a very, very small level just to try it out. I'm going to try Hammer Time. So this first level is very, very small. I'm just going to start by running to safety. It just streamed in when I clicked on this link. What we see here is I'm on this level's web page. It's got a unique URL, just like every YouTube video, for example, has a unique URL. And that means I can take this URL, I can copy it, and I can paste it into Facebook, Twitter, emails, wherever I want. And anyone who clicks on that link will be taken straight to this page and are able to play this game. We don't require you to sign up, we don't require you to log in or register anyway. You can just follow the link and play with your browser. So, what's on this page? Well, the main game is here, and I'll get back to that in a second. We can also see who created the level, its name, a little description. I've liked it. It's been played 521 times. There's comments, there's leaderboards, there's likes. All the things we kind of use to associate with web content. But up here we've got our game. I'm going to run out. This is a very simple level, all about just staying alive, collecting as many score points as possible. It's a really small thing, but here it is basically running inside the browser, and there it got me. I don't think I got on the high score list with that one. Basically, a tiny piece of content there that's a score challenge you can play over and over again. But we wanted to make sure that the game we built could actually support experiences just as big as the ones we were used to seeing on console games and PC games. So I want to show you a different level, something I have here in my inventory, a gigantic level that is takes maybe an hour to play through. It's really big, and it's really complex, and it's really detailed. So I'm not going to play through it, but I am going to take a debug camera and fly through it just to show you the graphical fidelity, the types of gameplay and everything else that's coming into this product. So let's leave our avatar behind, and let's actually go full screen. At the touch of the button, I can go full screen, and we can forget all about being in the browser and just play this as if it were a traditional game on the console. So this is an Explorer-style level where I'm in the jungle. I'm finding my way to a secret valley with a gigantic old temple in. Let's make it past the waterfall here. Go down and come around here. Fight all these guys hidden in the bushes. Come in here. Have to cross the river by climbing up and going over these fallen palm trees. Turn around and fly into this native camp. Fight them off and come up here. Everything we're seeing here, every prop that's been placed, all the shapes of the terrain, all the AI that's been set up, it's all been done with tools that are available on the web page for the user to use. This is a real 3D scene. It's not just a height field. You can sculpt any shape you want. For example, here caves are made. You can go into, come past classic gameplay like a lot of traps here that I have to avoid, darts shooting at me and so forth. Come down to this underground river where I have to traverse my way across here on these poles. Come up and solve the puzzle up here by the monkeys to unlock this door here at the end. Finally we come up, run past these sliding blocks and come out here. into the hidden valley with a gigantic temple here. It's really, really huge. It's really, really beautiful. And it's easy to forget that all this is just running inside a browser. There really was no particular download. You saw how quickly the level started. I didn't have a disk or anything. I just went to the web page and there it was. So as I said, this level is massive. It continues out here with different encounters, with different groups of enemies as you make your way up to the top of the temple. And finally you go inside it, and there's a huge interior as well. I'm not going to demo that, but what you can see here is that it is really on par with the kinds of levels we see in typical action-adventure games on the consoles, with the same kind of graphical fidelity, all the different gameplay features and so forth. What I am going to do is show a couple of other levels though, because this was both classic game content, like a small challenge and a huge adventure level. But once we gave this game to the users, they did a lot of different things with it. Of course, some of them built classical adventures, but some of them took the tool and used it for whatever they had in mind. And it's really cool to see what's shooting up as a result of that. For example, one guy built the Eiffel Tower in the game. And I think that's pretty cool. I mean, we don't have the Eiffel Tower as a prop, but we do have a metal beam and a little metal plate and a few other things. So, given enough time, you really can construct the entire Eiffel Tower with the elevator going up there. And I think there's a restaurant here on the second floor, all just built inside the game. See, it goes all the way to the top. It's really massive. And I think it's so cool, first of all, that we're already seeing this kind of content shoot up. And it's great that we have a tool that allows people to have this freedom to create whatever they want to. And again, it runs in the browser. And if I like this, I could take the link, I could send it to anyone I wanted to show. Say, come and look, some crazy lunatic recreated the Eiffel Tower inside here. And I think it's great that we have this flexibility and the tool has been accepted by the users to do whatever they want with it. Let me just show one more example. For example, this level, this guy, he used our cutscene tools to create basically a little movie inside the game. Of course, I'm not going to show you an entire movie. I'm just going to start it over here. I think it's kind of inspired by Final Fantasy stuff because we get floating airships and they shoot at each other, different factions. We've got seagulls flying by with sound effects, particle effects and everything. Just set up with different camera cuts done inside the game. All just built with the tools that are available here on the web page. So let's take a look at those tools. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to create a new level, just create a medium-sized level for the purpose of this demo. So we wanted the process of creating stuff to be as fun as possible. I kind of thought a lot about how, it's fun to sit and doodle on a piece of paper. It's fun to play with Legos and play with Play-Doh. It's not just about completing it. It's not hard work. And we wanted to get that feeling in here. It should never feel laborious. It should feel like a great activity that you're just doing. So even when you're building stuff, you're still just controlling your avatar, running around on a landscape. But you do have a few extra tools available though. For example, you've got a jetpack, which is really neat for getting around and positioning yourself wherever you want to be. And then you've got 3 tools with which you can create your game. So let's try them out. First, let's try sculpting the landscape. Basically, she's taken out her controller now, as you can see, and I'm controlling the endpoint of her cable. So by moving the mouse, I'm moving the cursor around on the screen. I can zoom in and out with the mouse wheel. I can scale up and down. And by pressing the left mouse button, I can add to the world. And as I do this, you see particle effects shoot out, there's rumble sounds and so forth. I can delete it again with the right mouse button. So it's very, very easy to start shaping the world. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a slightly more advanced brush and just sculpt away. You can see it's very, very quick. We're immediately calculating all the shadows, the collision, all the terrain surfaces and so forth as I'm doing this. And it's not just a height field. As I said, it is real 3D. We can really create, any shape we want. I mean, I don't really know what I'm building right now, but you get the idea. You can see here, I can just sculpt away. Let's just clean up a little bit. I'm just going to grab this one and I'm going to press the right mouse button instead because that one deletes. So it's just cut away this mess I just made here. So what I'm going to do is create a small playable scene in here that we can try out together. So let's go and grab a brush. For example, this rough cylinder. Let's make a mountain over here where we began. So a big mountain with a few different toes like that. I'm going to scale down my brush a little bit and add some more details. Some stuff up here perhaps. I don't really have a plan right now, so I'm actually doing exactly what I was talking about. I'm doodling. I'm just kind of making some shapes and we'll see what appears and what ideas we get from that. Let's make something more here, like this. And let's make something over the other side as well. So let's make another huge mountain here. I'm going to pick a different brush now and try this mountain foot and get that in there. So very, very quickly we're beginning to get some shapes in our scene. What I can also do is I can delete stuff. When I beat here down to the ground, we get water. So it's very, very simple for us to make a little lake here, for example. and perhaps you should have a screen that you can come through the scene like this. So yeah, and go out over here. Let's just sculpt up around it and add some stuff in here around the edge. So this is a medium-sized world. It's not that big. It's big enough for a little adventure, but we have large worlds with huge worlds with really great, quite massive scenes in here. So far so good. It's beginning to feel a little bit like a game level. Let's see what it looks like. Let's go back to our character. See, so she's down here, and we got this little level built around us. All right, I think it's time to plan this a little bit more. Let's go in and paint on these surfaces now, so we can look a little bit nice, because it's all a little bit too uniform. Everything is beach right now. So I'm going to move on to the second tool, which is the paint tool. Again, all I'm doing is moving the mouse and pressing the button when I want to paint. So anyone can do these things at their own pace. I'm doing them very quickly for the purpose of the demo, but as long as you can move the mouse and press the buttons, you're in a pretty good start. So let's just start spray painting, and immediately the materials change, the surface textures change, vegetation shoots up, and all the surface properties change as I'm doing this. So it's very, very simple to go in with these brushes and start spray painting away until the world looks the way you want it to look. So what I can do is I can open up a menu, and we can put together a nice little palette of materials for us, let's have some orchids perhaps, and the poppies, rough sand. That's pretty good. We've got some materials there now, and I could sit and take the jungle material and paint it everywhere. I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to go in here and just grab the jungle material. It's there. I'm going to drag it in and replace the beach material in my scene. So now we've got grass everywhere. So it's already looking pretty good. It's beginning to look like a game world, but we need a few details in it. So let's work out what this level is about. Perhaps you can start over here. You make your way through the scene, come across the river, go down to this other side, and end down there. So let's put in a little path that shows the route we're going to take. So as I start over here, I'm going to pick the brown dirt material there. I'm just going to paint it here. So we're supposed to go down to the river, make our way across, and come over here. And the level will end, say, here. So a very short little level for us, but enough that we can test out the game. So let's add a few details. Now that we've got the riverbed there, let's have flowers along the side here. Perhaps a little flower bed there. Let's have some of the white flowers too. And, we can also make things more barren if you want. Some areas of this level should look more barren, like this side here. Let's grab this material and say this is the dark mountains. I'm just going to paint away all these flowers and make it a little bit more barren on this side. So it's very, very quick to go in and customize your world and make it look the way you want it to. And this is already beginning to feel a lot like a classical game level. And as I said before, it's easy to forget that we are inside the browser. We're just doing this on a web page right now. At any point we can save this level to the cloud, we can leave this machine, we can come back from any other machine that's connected to the internet and continue building from there. It all just streams to us from the cloud. But our level is beginning to look good, so maybe it's time to actually add some content to it. So I'm going to go ahead and use the third tool, which is the prop tool. We have literally thousands of different props available in the game. Everything from houses to decorations to ships to platforms to gates and doors and levers and traps and hazards, all kinds of things, all the stuff we're used to seeing in games. It's sorted into different themes like a pirate theme, colonial theme, jungle theme, explorer theme, mercenary theme. And we have many more themes coming that we'll be announcing over the coming months. You're free to take all this content and combine it any way you want. For now, let's just make a small pirate level. So I'm going to grab this house, and that could be the end point of our level. So the level ends when you get to the house. So I just picked this mesh, I'm just going to put it into the scene and place it. And it's here immediately casting shadows with collision, and all this texture set up. Let's make it a little bit neater. I like to just take in a secondary house and intersect into the first one just to make a more complex structure. Perhaps put on a chimney like this. And yeah, let's say they're eco-friendly, and let's give them a windmill, mount that on the side of the house here, so around there. And since they're by the water, perhaps they should have a little annex like this. So let's position that over here. So again, all I'm doing is I'm picking some objects and I'm moving them around with the mouse and placing them by clicking. It's already looking pretty good. We've got a neat little house set up over there. Let's define where you start our level. Let's go back over here and find a starting point. For that I'm going to use what's called a gameplay prop. That's basically a prop that's not visible when you play the game, but it's used to set up the level. Here's the starting point. So you go in and say you should start over here, facing that direction. And when you start, the camera, go in and grab the camera there, right there. should be over here. So at any point, we just press a button to test our level. There we are at our starting point. Try running forward, see. Alright, the house is over there. We need to build a way to get across here, and perhaps we need to put some danger into our level 2. So far so good. Let's try doing that. So to get across there, let's find a little platform we can use, like that one. Zoom out a bit and place that into the water here. So we have to jump out onto this one, for example. I think the jump is a little bit too easy actually. I'm going to go back to the terrain tool and just sculpt again, just to make it harder. I mean, at any point you can go back and use the previous tools. You're not forced to finish one phase before you go on to the next one. So that looks pretty neat, that one there. Now we can get across. Let's have some danger on the road here. So first of all, let's make a little cave actually. I'm just going to go in and cut away here on the side of the mountain. Get a little bit more room in our level. Like this. So over here by the cave, let's place some enemies. I'm going to go in and find some pirate enemies for us. Like this guy, he could be waiting out on the path, around here perhaps. And let's find this other guy, he could be over here by the cave. And so can the guy with the pistol. And then perhaps a little bit further down the path we put this bomb thrower. He can have a guy waiting with him too. So we've set up some enemies. I basically just took them and dropped them into the scene. They all appear with enough AI to basically work. They will navigate around this level. If they spot me, they will come and attack, and I will either kill them or they will kill me. If I wanted to choreograph a more complex setup, I could go in and I could use gameplay props such as a berserk prop or an attract prop, emote props to make them do all kinds of different things. So I can really set up the kind of encounter I want to have. For the purpose of this demo, let's just stick with that basic AI. I think that'll be enough for a little battle here. But now that we've got a battle, I think we should have a weapon as well. So let's just grab this platform and clone it. I'm going to stick one more there, one more there. A little bit too easy to get to actually, so let's cut away some land. Like that. And then we can place the weapon out here, so you have to jump out and get the weapon, and then you can go and fight them. So let's find a weapon. So I'm just going to do a search for a cutlass, for example. There it is. Then go ahead and I can place it inside the scene. Say here. Alright, so we've got a weapon, we've got a starting point, we've got some enemies. Let's get a reward. Again, let's go in and find a nice pirate reward. Like, let's see, that's a chest. So I'm going to grab this chest and I'm going to place it into the scene over here. So this time I just placed it in the air. I could do as I did before and drag it into the ground and place it like I did in the building. Or I can enable physics and I can basically put it down and it'll collide with the world. So it's very, very easy to stack things and make them have just the kind of setup you want and make it look natural inside the scene. What I'm going to do with this chest is I'm going to right click on it and open up its properties. Basically, a lot of our objects expose different properties where you can customize them. For example, for this chest, let's go ahead and put 20 silver pickups and 10 gold pickups inside it. We'll also put an item inside it if that's what we wanted, or equipment if that's what we wanted, but I think for now it's fine just to have some gold in there. So far so good. We got a treasure, we got some pirates in the scene, we got a weapon. Let's find out how this level ends. Let's go back to gameplay props. Just grab a very simple way to end the level, which is the level finishing point. I'm going to stick that over here and say once you run down to this thing, the level ends. So now our level is actually playable. It has a beginning point, it has an end point, it has some action. Let's just make it a little bit nicer. First of all, let's add some music because it's awfully quiet in there. I'm going to grab a music machine, put it in there, and open up its properties and say, for sound, let's go have a joyful track. I have this Pisces track playing in there. We have a lot of different music available already that you can take and use in the game. So it's almost done, but maybe it's actually a little bit too cheerful considering that we've got dangerous combat stuff. So let's grab our world tools and customize the scene. For example, perhaps we don't want it to be daytime. We can make it into a mysterious fog instead, or a space nebula. That's kind of too weird for us probably. Starry night or a moody night. I think that actually looks kind of neat. So let's keep the moody night and go to color correction. So we can change the colors of the scene. We can make it all sepia tone if we wanted it to look old-fashioned, or high contrast if really bright, or vintage if we like Instagram a lot. Or we can make it moody so we can get a really neat feel to it here. Let's move the sun around a little bit so we get the shadows falling across our scene the way we want them to. Just raise the sun in the sky, so we've got the shadows there in the path. Cool, it's looking pretty good. But it's a little bit dark now, so let's add just a few more objects to the scene. I'm going to go back in and grab a light source, like this fire holder. So let's place it down here. So this fire holder comes with properties already set up. It's casting light into the scene, but again, I can open it up and I can customize it. Perhaps we want the color to be more yellowish and the intensity to be brighter and the range to be a little bigger. So if I want to, I can really go in and customize all the parameters of every object, only if I care about them. If not, I can just use the default ones. Just make it flicker so it's a little bit more dangerous. And now that we've customized it, I'm going to clone it. I'm going to put a few more intro scenes. So let's have one waiting over here, and one by the cave, and maybe one down here as well. Alright, I think our scene is pretty much done, so let's go ahead and play it. And press F10, it loads up, and let's try out our adventure. Well, the enemies, that's our endpoint. So we need to get our weapon. So that's a pretty difficult jump I made there. See if we can make it. Yeah. I think they're coming for me. They spotted me. So let's take them out. Yeah, we got it. After these guys. And yeah, we got them all. Let's get our treasure. And let's finish the level. So there we are, within the browser, in the scope of 10-15 minutes, we constructed a completely playable little third-person action-adventure game with graphics and features just like we're used to seeing them on the console and the PC games. What we can do with this level is we can take it and give it a title, Pirates in the Night. I'm going to save this level. I'm going to find a spot for a good screenshot, like here. I'm going to take a screenshot. All this is stored in the cloud. What I can do now is I can go to levels. I can find my level, I can publish it. Now it's live in the world, and everyone in the Gameglobe community can go find our level. Here it is on the front page as the most recently published level. Click on it and try it out. Hopefully they will like it, they will rate it up, and they'll get loads of plays. And if we like it, we can take the URL, copy it into Facebook, Twitter, anywhere we want, and spread this level around, and everyone can try it out just by clicking it. That is basically the essence of Gameglobe. It's an online community, free to play, with user-rated content where everyone can create their own action adventures or whatever they feel like with the tools we're putting in here. We want to work with the community and customize this game as much as possible by figuring out what it is they want to do with this game. It's in closed beta right now. If you go to Gameglobe.com, you can sign up and join the beta. We're letting people in every week. Just to end this presentation, actually let me take you through a small level. Because the people in the beta have liked to publish little things now that they've noticed we're at E3. So let's play through one of them just to try it out. I think this one actually says, have they shown this at E3? Man, they really should. So let's do that. So I played this level earlier today, and it's actually pretty cool because it showcases a lot of different mechanics that we've got in the game. Like elevators driven by levers. He's made a little cutscene here, that's the angle he wanted us to see this elevator from. Come out of the cutscene again and we can continue playing, climb up this ladder. And as you can see now that you've seen the demonstration, you can recognize props and how all this has been built with the components I had before. Jump. Alright, let's do that. Swing over there. Just press this button. Whoa. And get the hammer, break this wall. Make our way up here and across. Come around, go further up. Actually, just take a look around. It's a pretty neat little level he's got here. Up at the top, cannon. I'm going to mount that. I'm going to blow a hole in that wall over there. And I'm going to make it over here. And I'm going to ride this elevator. So what he's done in this level is he's taken a lot of our objects and used them exactly as he wanted to. You're free to combine any way you want. Again, get a little cutscene of me falling down now. You're free to glue them to each other and make your own contraptions from the different pieces. I think we'll see that later in this level. There we are at the bottom. Let's grab this torch, get a few more score points, and go and have a little fight there. Got him. So in this level, he's actually using a fire system where we can propagate fire, so I need to light up these two beacons here. There we go, and when I do that, he'll open the gate over there so we can get across. And we need to ride that elevator. Up we go. Get out there. Swing across. And in this case, for example, he's built his own little vehicle using a number of different props from the game. He's glued them together and made this kind of crazy helicopter boat, I guess it is, which will take me to the final piece of the level. Which is here, which is a nice little message from all the guys in the beta test. Thank you very much for watching.